Hey yo everyone, Christopher Beast here. It has been a year, exactly a year. It was August 5th, 2024 since I last uploaded a Signalis video. That's a while. And even longer since I've last uploaded anything to do with modding. My last modding video was in July 6th, 2024. So it's been a while. It's been a very long while, in fact, since I've been on the Signalis modding scene. So, of course, the question must be positive. Now that I'm returning to YouTube, what is the future of Signalis modding? It was one of the big things here on the channel. What's the next step for it? And that's what this video is going to talk about. We're going to talk about really the changing dynamic that has occurred since a year ago. We're going to talk about what milestones, what sorts of support, what sorts of situation must be established for modding to move forward. And we're going to talk about what I'm working on and really what this entails. What does city modding's next chapter look like? This video is intended to be a much more honest kind of open book. All right, here's where we're at. You guys take the deck and you decide how to play the cards. Hopefully this will help us all get back on the same page. So with no further delay, this is Christopher Beast, and let's get right into this video. Alrighty, so first things first. City modding. Where are we in the world of city modding at the moment? So the big hot button projects are City MP and City First Person mod. City Horde mode, which has been a very big retelling story that a lot of people want to see, isn't currently on the radar. Yeah, I can add it to the radar if there's a lot of demand. I will definitely see what you all think. But at the moment, it really can't be put on the radar. City First Person, Third Person, the camera mod, the Devil May Cry mod, it's all one mod. That mod is in a state at the moment where I'm comfortable with where it's at. I think it's a very good position. I would love further improvements in movement, in camera, in smoothing, making it feel more like a first-person game rather than just a first-person mod. I'd love such improvements. But realistically, I think a lot of people are really happy with the way the mod looks. They're really happy with the way it plays. I was looking at a lot of dialogue regarding the mod just over the last year, and it really seems like people just kind of accept it as part of the modding sphere. It's just not something people go, oh, it's a work in progress, wait until the mod author kicks 94 more updates down the road. It's more something like people are like, okay, yeah, this is City MP. This is what City First Person looks like. Sure, there was a mod that dropped on Nexus that improved the movement. It's a bit buggy, but it's a very interesting concept. But what I'm kind of hitting at here is there is no more need for further camera mod updates. If they're wanted, again, I will go where the demand is pointing, but it really doesn't seem like there is any demand there. So that mod is, for the most part, I think, in a happy pace. Now for the big button issue. When people talk about city modding in 2025, they're not talking about camera mods or horde mods. They're talking about City MP, or the Signalis multiplayer co-op mod. That's what people actually care about. That's what people actually want to play. So that is a Herculean project. It is so large and obtuse in its scale that my return to YouTube does not mean I can immediately handle that. Yes, I'm back as a YouTuber. I will begin making videos. I'm going to try for daily for a while. But that doesn't exactly mean I have 16 hours, 20 hours to drop on a City MP mod. It just doesn't mean that. This isn't 2024 anymore. The deck is very different for me. In 2024, I had a lot of free time. I still lived at home. And things were just very different for me. Now I don't have that free time. I don't have the scale of flexible time to be able to build City MP. So what can we do to address the change? Really what I think I should do as a creator is focus on where the demand is. If there is truly a demand for City MP to be a mod on the scale of the first person mod, or on the scale of some things like SIRS or the debug mods, it needs to be something people care about. Because City MP is way too many hours for me to sink into, and people just go, okay, that's cool. It needs to be something like, oh yeah, I'm going to see people playing it. Yeah, people are going to load in the City MP. People are going to actually use this mod. Now, of course, that requires me to make the mod close to perfect, so people actually want to load into it. But there needs to be demand. So I thought long and hard for a while on how do I measure this demand? How do I go, hey, do people actually want to see City MP, or am I just wasting my time on a white elephant project? And the conclusion I've come to is support markers. And I'm going to have that on screen now. Basically, if a certain amount of views or a certain amount of donations are received for City MP, then that justifies me working on it. It means there's interest, and it also means I can go, maybe I can spend 16 hours in a day, because you know what? People are interested and my bills are paid. And that is a fair enough kind of, I feel like that's a fair ask. I understand if some people are a little frustrated, like, wow, Chris, selling out, aren't you? Yeah, sure. But I think it's a fair ask to be like, hi, this is a really big project for me. I can't really fund it myself anymore. And if people aren't interested and there isn't a demand and there's no bark behind it, I can't do it anymore. So let's talk into the support markers. Let's talk about what I've set up here and what this means for the future. So there are 3 markers in the immediate future, and these are for the next 3 builds of City MP. That would be build 0.10.04 to somewhere near 0.10, 0.10.10, and then build 11, of course. For the sake of simplicity, we're going to call those milestone 1, 2, and 3. So where we're at now is you can connect to 2 players. The Penrose is mostly done, and there's a lot of framework work in the background that's done. That means we really just have to plug values, we have to plug testing, and then we can add a lot more areas. That's what we currently have. Now, I do have to note that since the last time I touched City MP, there are new bugs. It seems like some of Yuri and Bab's updates did do damage to the ability of City MP to work. So that is something that needs to be noted. That's where we're at now, though. The first milestone, and that is if we get 1K views on this video, or plus any City MP streams, or $10 in donations, would be pretty much a quality of life update. Making that Penrose smooth, making it so that way the boot up process, which currently is notorious for taking hours to work, making that smooth, making sure the Penrose actually works. We fixed all the bugs that are in the Penrose right now. We fixed all the bugs that are there, period, the bugs that make crashing occur. Really, it would be a big quality of life update to make it so that way City MP, as you play it, is something that works. And it's something that you can go, hey, random friend, I know we can only play up to the Penrose, but let's actually do that. Let's not just get destroyed by bugs and crashing and problems. Let's actually show off what City MP would be like. Make it something that is working in a organized fashion, which at the moment I wouldn't say it's at that point. So that would be the first build. You know, you got to have a strong foundation to build on. That creates the strong foundation. The next milestone is 2.5K views or $25 in donations. This would be cleaning up the DET bugs, so that way the first level is fully playable bar enemies. DET has a lot of bugs, there's a lot of Boolean handlers that need to be fixed, there's a lot of camera work that needs to be done, there's a lot of networking work that needs to be done. This would make it so you could play through the entire first 20 minutes of the game without problem, bar the enemies. The enemies are something that is a different scale entirely. Finally, milestone 3, which would be build 0.11, is you're editing that code so that way enemy handling is handled the moment it is sort of addressed. This would be finishing that handling. And then death code, so that way player death is actually handled, maybe implementing something like a revive mechanic, or maybe just editing the way death handles full stop so it actually works in a co-op environment. And that would be at 10K views or $100 in donations. For anyone goes, wow, that's some pretty big numbers. 10K views is a lot. $100 in donation is quite a lot. This is a cumulative thing. So if we reach milestone 1, I will drop a new video. I will drop new coverage. I will drop new streams. That will cause more views. So it's really like 1K views gets us to milestone 1. And then milestone 1 gets 1K views and we get to milestone 2. And then I'll put new milestones in between build milestones 2 and 3 if we can't jump that far. It's just something to see, like, if people are really interested in this project and they're like, okay, you know what, Chris, I recognize you're a college student who's very busy. Let me drop some money on you so that way I can get this really cool thing to play with my friends. then I can rush and jump straight to milestone 3. But don't view milestone 3 as like a now objective. Milestone 1 is the now objective, and I feel like that makes it a bit more reasonable. I don't know, I've never done something like this before. It's not exactly something I'm used to doing, but I feel like with this project, it's fair. I feel like it's too big for me to just go, I can just do this out of pocket. I kind of can't. And I hope you all are understanding of that. If you're not, I apologize ahead of time. But hopefully you all are as excited as I am for the future of CityMP, the future of modding as a whole. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion in the comments on anything you think about this, whether you think I'm doing the right thing here, or whatever input you think, whatever you think will help make CityMP more possible. I'd love to hear it, because I love hearing from you guys. It's been way too long. But until then, this has been Christopher Beast, and I hope to see you next time.